To sketch linear equations, it is important to know that all linear equations can be written in the form y equals mx plus c. The m represents the gradient or slope of the line, and c represents the y-intercept. Therefore, if I was asked to write the equation of a line that had a gradient of 2 and a y-intercept equal to 4, I could do the following. I know that the line can be in the format y equals mx plus c. The gradient is 2, so I have y equals, instead of m, I write 2x, and my y-intercept is 4, which is, of course, positive 4. So the equation of this line is y equals 2x plus 4. Trying another example. We'll try another example now. If the gradient is equal to negative 3 and the y-intercept is equal to 5, I need to substitute this into the straight line equation. I get y equals, the gradient is negative 3, so negative 3x, and my y-intercept is 5, or positive 5. So the equation of the line is y equals negative 3x plus 5. Sketching y equals 2x plus 1. Begin by making a table of values. X, y, and we will choose 3 easy points for x. I now substitute each of these points into my equation. If x is equal to 0, y will equal 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. If x is equal to 1, y will equal 2 times 1 plus 1, 3. And if x is equal to 2, y will equal 2 times 2 plus 1, 5. I now know 3 points on the line y equals 2x plus 1. 0, 1. When x is 1, y is 3. And when x is 2, y is 5. I can now plot these points on my Cartesian plane. 0, 1, 0 across, 1 up. 1, 3, 1 across, 3 up. And 2, 5, 2 across, 5 up. Then using a ruler, I neatly make a line connecting those points and label my equation. Y equals 2x plus 1. We will try another example now. Y equals negative 3x. Once again, I make a table of values, x and y. I use 0, 1 and 2 for x. Y equals negative 3x if x is 0. Y equals negative 3 times 0. Y is 0. When x is 1, y equals negative 3 times 1, which is negative 3. And if x is 2, y equals negative 3 times 2, negative 6. I am now ready to plot my points. The 3 points I know lie on the line is when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is negative 3. And when x is 2, y is negative 6. On my Cartesian plane, I plot 0 across, 0 up, the origin. 1 across, negative 3 down, and 2 across, negative 6 down. Once again, using my ruler, I draw a nice straight line between the 3 points and label the equation. This is the sketch of y equals negative 3x. Sometimes the equation is not so easy to read, and we have to rearrange it into the form y equals mx plus c first. Looking at the equation 3x plus 2y equals 4, I begin by getting 2y by itself. That means I need to undo the positive 3x by subtracting 3x from both sides. Hence, 2y equals 4 take 3x. The next step is instead of 2y, I only want 1y. So I need to undo the multiplied by 2 by dividing both sides by 2. Here you must be careful. Everything on the right-hand side has been divided by 2, giving me the equation y equals 2 take 1.5x. It's slightly in the wrong order for y equals mx plus c. This is easily fixed. Move the x value to the front of the equation on the right-hand side. 2 is, of course, positive 2. And I can now see that this line has a gradient of negative 1.5 and a y-intercept of 2. To sketch this equation, I draw a table of values, x, y, the usual 3 points for x. Y is equal to negative 1.5 times x plus 2. If x is 0, y is equal to negative 1.5 times 0 plus 2. Y is equal to 2. If x is equal to 1, y is equal to negative 1.5 times 1 plus 2, 0.5. If x is equal to 2, y is equal to negative 1.5 times 2 plus 2, which is negative 1. Now I can plot the points. When x is 0, y is 2. When x is 1, y is 0.5. When x is 2, y is negative 1. 0 across, 2 up. 1 across, a half up. And 2 across, minus 1 down. I then join these lines, these points, with a nice straight line using a ruler and label my equation. Y equals negative 1.5x plus 2. Please now try questions 3 and 4 on page 26 of your text using this method.